So the United States and Iran are both posturing themselves for a military confrontation. The Americans have transformed their base in Diego Garcia into a fortress.
Trump's threat to bomb Iran if it developed nuclear weapons triggered an angry reaction from Tehran.
Tensions in the Middle East are rising again, and this time, Iran is at the center of it all. With mounting pressure from the United States and warnings spreading across neighboring countries, the threat of war seems to grow by the day. Iran now finds itself in a delicate position, trying to defend its interests while avoiding a full-blown crisis. President Donald Trump is pushing for direct talks over Iran's nuclear program, while also issuing military threats. But Iran has made it clear it won't be bullied into the conversation. Instead, it prefers a quieter route, indirect negotiations through a trusted neighbor, Oman. At the same time, Iran is warning nearby countries. If the US attacks and they get involved, they'll be treated as part of the aggression. This moment hangs in the balance. It could lead to diplomacy or something far more dangerous. As global pressure builds, Iran is carefully shaping how it communicates with the United States. And the method it's choosing says a lot. Rather than facing American officials directly, Iran wants messages to go through Oman, a small, neutral country known for its quiet diplomatic efforts. To some, this might seem unnecessary. Why not just talk directly? But from Iran's perspective, trust is broken. Face-to-face talks no longer feel safe. The last time Iran negotiated directly with the US was during the Obama-era nuclear deal, the JCPOA. That agreement eased sanctions in exchange for limits on Iran's nuclear program. But in 2018, the Trump administration pulled out, reinstated heavy sanctions, and left Iran feeling betrayed. From Tehran's point of view, if the US walked away once, it could do it again. So this time, Iran is trying to avoid another diplomatic trap. It wants distance, caution, and less risk of being forced into public pressure or rash decisions. This isn't just about safety, it's also about saving face. For Iranian leaders, especially Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, sitting directly with American leaders under threat would look like weakness. Meanwhile, the Trump administration, known for its bold and confrontational style, wants to appear in control. These two mindsets clash in a direct setting. That's where Oman comes in. With a history of quiet mediation, Oman has often helped facilitate communication during tense moments. Its goal isn't to take sides, but to keep dialogue open when direct contact is too risky. Iran has already identified the officials who could lead these indirect discussions. Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi or his deputy, Majid Takht Ravanchi. Both are seasoned diplomats with experience in nuclear negotiations. This isn't just a performance. Iran is laying the groundwork for real, thoughtful dialogue. Still, even Iranian officials admit it won't be easy. What they need now is a signal from the US, something that shows seriousness about diplomacy. Not threats, not tweets, just a genuine move toward a peaceful solution. Why does this matter so much? Because time is running out. Iranian leaders believe that if talks don't happen soon, other countries, especially Israel, might act alone. Israel has long opposed Iran's nuclear ambitions and could strike without warning if it believes Iran is stalling. Such a move could trigger a domino effect, drawing in the US and engulfing the region in a wider conflict. Iran says there's a narrow window left, perhaps 2 months, where diplomacy might still work before tensions boil over. There's also a matter of control. By choosing indirect talks, Iran is trying to steer the tone of negotiations. It wants the world to see it as open to peace, but on its own terms. That message is aimed not just at the US, but at the global community. Iran wants to project strength and reason, willing to talk, but not willing to be pushed around. In international politics, that balance matters deeply. Domestically, this strategy helps Iran manage divided opinions. Some leaders support engagement with the West, others favor resistance. Indirect talks offer a middle ground. They don't reject diplomacy, but they don't show submission either. All Of this shows that Iran's decision isn't simply about whether or not to negotiate. It's a calculated move in a larger geopolitical chess game. And in that game, every gesture, every choice of words, and even the path a message takes can mean the difference between peace and war. While Iran is quietly shaping its approach to the US, it's being much louder with its neighbors. And this time, there's no sugarcoating. Iran has formally warned several regional countries, Iraq, Kuwait, the UAE, Qatar, Turkey, and Bahrain, that if they allow the US to use their land, airspace, or military bases for an attack on Iran, they'll be treated as participants in the aggression. This wasn't a subtle message, it was loud and clear. And for Iran, it wasn't just about defense. It was about setting the ground rules before a single missile is fired. At first glance, these warnings might seem secondary, but Iran's leaders know that if war erupts, it won't be confined to just two nations. It will spill over, entangle allies, and destabilize the whole region. By issuing early warnings, Iran is trying to create a protective buffer, or at least make US allies think twice. Here's the deeper strategy. The US doesn't launch major operations from its own soil. It relies on bases across the Middle East to carry out missions, refuel aircraft, and move troops. Most of these bases are in Gulf states close to Iran, and Iran knows that very well. Its message is simple: if you help the US hurt us, we'll respond to you too. That's not just a military threat, it's a political one. These countries walk a tightrope between cooperating with Washington and avoiding conflict with Tehran. Many of them host American troops to help with regional security, but they're also exposed. A single missile could hit infrastructure, oil facilities, or urban centers. Iran wants them to seriously reconsider any support they might offer in a US-Iran conflict. One Iranian official even described the consequences as severe. In diplomatic terms, that's not just a warning, it's a red line. What's even more telling is the countries Iran chose to warn. These aren't random neighbors. They're strategic partners of the US with major military facilities. Each one plays a unique role in this larger conflict web.